Did you know about the Harlem Renaissance? Welcome to the Harlem Renaissance, a cultural explosion of the 1920s. Jazz and blues filled the air, with legends like Duke Ellington and Bessie Smith setting the stage on fire. Writers like Langston Hughes and Zora Neale Hurston painted vivid pictures of the Black experience, inspiring generations. Artists broke boundaries, celebrating African heritage and pushing creative limits. The Harlem Renaissance, where art, music, and literature ignited a movement that still resonates today.
Today, Harlem is one of the most multicultural parts of New York City, home to a flourishing art scene that attracts tourists from every corner of the globe. This rich cultural heritage has its roots in the Harlem Renaissance, an explosion of African-American culture and creativity that began in 1920s New York. In the early years of the 20th century, escalating racial violence, massacres, and lynchings prompted millions of Black people to flee the rural poverty and discrimination of the South for a new life in the North. Attracted by affordable rents, many settled in the tenement buildings of Harlem. It was the first time in U.S. history that such a high percentage of African-American artists, intellectuals, and activists lived and worked side by side. The results were simply staggering. In literature, writers like W.E.B. Du Bois offered up solutions to the problems of racism. Prominent visual artists, including sculptor Augusta Savage, produced work that unified Black voices of oppression while reminding the world that Black is beautiful. Speakeasies shot up across the neighborhood and welcomed trailblazing jazz and blues artists like Louis Armstrong and Ma Rainey. While in theater, the hit musical Shuffle Along by Eubie Blake and Noble Sissle became the first all-Black love story on the hallowed boards of Broadway. The Harlem Renaissance not only began to break down social barriers and racist stereotypes, it gave many African Americans the pride to express their heritage, raise up their political voices for the first time, and lay the foundations of the Civil Rights Movement, while having a huge influence on art and pop culture around the world for generations to come. How can art challenge perceptions of race and culture?
The Harlem Renaissance was a cultural explosion centered in Harlem, New York, during the 1920s. Imagine jazz clubs buzzing, poets like Langston Hughes writing powerful verses, and artists like Aaron Douglas painting vibrant canvases. It was a time when African-American culture blossomed with music, literature, and art. This movement gave birth to jazz legends like Duke Ellington and literary giants like Zora Neale Hurston. It was more than just an artistic boom. It was a rebirth of African-American identity and pride. The Harlem Renaissance challenged racial stereotypes and showcased the richness of Black culture to the world. It laid the foundation for future civil rights movements and left an indelible mark on American culture. So, next time you hear a jazz tune or read a powerful poem, think of Harlem in the 20s. The Renaissance wasn't just a period, it was a revolution.